Hey everyone, Heartless here, bringing you guys another StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void daily match. Today it is going to be a Protoss vs Terran on Orbital Shipyard. So, spawning in the bottom left hand corner, playing as our blue Protoss, it is HuShang. And spawning in the top right hand corner, playing as our red Terran, it is EJK. Orbital Shipyard. Orbital Shipyard is one of those fun maps because you are able to see all sorts of abuse when it comes to air harass. Whether it be an Oracle, whether it be drops, whatever it might be. Orbital Shipyard is a great map in order to be able to do a lot of really good air harass and abuse your opponent's mineral line and pretty much just keep them back on their side of the map, keep the better map presence, depending on how well and how hard you can actually hit. There's so much airspace. Now granted, typically this side is actually covered pretty good with either static defense or some form of army, but if you're able to come around in the backside, in the front side I should say, this would be the backside. If you're able to come in the front side before they're able to get any type of defense there, it can actually be very, very dangerous for your opponent if you are able to actually get the harass in on time. However, sometimes the natural is also a little bit barren in terms of defense, and so you might actually be able to get something in over there as well. Alright, anyway, as for build orders, with what everyone is doing here, it looks like HuShang went for a gateway expand and getting his cybernetics core, no cheeky shenanigans, just now having got his second geyser, so we're not going to see any form of really fast tech, but we should see some form of tech coming out. As for EJK, electing to put his barracks and his factory behind and into the center of his base, behind the wall, into the center of the base, probably more than likely than not, we're just going to see a supply depot wall here. And it looks like it was going to be a barracks factory command center. So I do believe that EJK is wanting to get a faster form of tech out, so possibly up in the Stargate, but he is putting a tech lab on the factory, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a Cyclone. Cyclones are something that we see quite often in the matchup of Protoss versus Terran because they have such a great defense range. Being able to shut down oracles, being able to shut down warp prism harass, whatever it might be, cyclones are a great unit to have for defense. So I would not be surprised in the least bit to see that. Alright, now, HuShang going to be getting a robotics facility. I think I'd like to see him pump out a couple, well, obviously get a warp prism, because warp prism harass is so good on this map. But also get a couple, obviously a observer, but I'd like to see Immortals. Immortals are so good when it comes to Terrans, unless they're going very heavy bio. Sometimes Immortals may not be the best, but for the most part, having a couple Immortals in the backbone of your army does not hurt in the least bit. So, the first thing going to be out here is going to be an Observer, and this is going to be good. Observers are just so nice being able to keep tabs on your opponent. If you don't get observers, you should get them. Observers are a very good unit. Being able to know where keep tabs on your opponent, being able to keep tabs on your opponent, I should say, is sometimes just as good as having a strong defense, because you're able to place your defense better and actually get a better angle on for an engagement, and being able to stop them from killing you. Because isn't that the ultimate end of the game? Take down your opponent. Well, yes it is. Okay, and EJK having pumped out 2 Cyclones, multiple Cyclones you don't see very often. Usually it's just the one for defense. And the fact that he's getting a tank now, it tells me more likely than not he's going to, pardon the pun, he's going to make it happen. Ah, the pun is bad. Okay, my jokes are bad and I do feel bad. But more likely than not, EJK is probably going to go for him with some type of mech play here. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all. And getting down the starport as well, we'll see what kind of add-on he puts on this in just a minute. As for HuShang, getting Blink Stalkers. Blink Stalkers are good. The thing about Blink Stalkers, though, is the longer you go on in a Protoss vs Terran match, oh, he got the Observer. That poor Observer, he died. He died a horrible death by Cyclone. Okay. The thing about Stalkers versus Terran is the later on the game gets, unless you have a very, very huge critical amount of Stalkers, even if you just have a medium amount, it's actually not as strong as what you would want it to be. Because late game Terran hits so incredibly hard. Whether if it's mech or it is bio, and it looks like, yes, EJK is going to be going mech with a second factory here. And, ooh, putting a tech lab down on the starport, possibly Banshee. We'll find out here in just a minute. And, yes, it is going to be Banshee. There is Banshee Cloak right there with the Banshee itself. So, anyway, like I was saying, if you don't have a huge Stalker ball, the later on the game goes, they actually can be kind of detrimental because, like I said, Terran late game just hits so incredibly hard, whether it is mech or it is Terran. And sometimes Stalkers are not able to cut it. Ooh, they were able to cut it there, though. Oh, man, that Reaper got destroyed. Also, getting Resonating Glaives is HuShang. So, most likely going to be going with a Warp In of Adepts here. Going to be trying for an attack up here. Probably going to try and siege, not siege up. EJK is the one who sieged up. Probably try and siege the third a little bit and take it down. We'll see what he's able to do. Adepts are nice, though, because of their psionic transfer ability. Being able to get into a mineral line and start wrecking it is so nice. However, I think EJK might be able to hold this if he is able to get this tank sieged up and possibly bring one more down. He has both of his Cyclones and his tanks all here. And does he actually know about this attack? No, he does not. But here we go. The drop over here is probably going to get shut down a little bit, but then we have this we have the Stalkers who have not moved in yet, and so the Adepts are going to start getting to work a little bit on this mineral line. They've gotten a good couple kills, a few more warp-ins, but oh, the Cyclones are able to target down the Warp Prism, and this should end up getting cleaned up. That is unfortunate. However, the Stalkers have been able to come over here, take out a couple tanks too, but right now, more than anything, he's kind of just trading blow for blow and not doing as much damage to the economy as what he should. Okay, there he goes. Starting to target down a few more SCVs. And he's... Okay, there we go. This is the kind of damage he needed to do. HuShang getting a lot of really good SCV kills here. He's now killed... How many is it? 20? 20 SCV kills. That is very, very distracting and very, quite frankly, detrimental to EJK, because now his production is going to be hurting a little bit. However, mules are so nice that I don't think EJK is going to be suffering too hard. It's kind of just evened itself out a little bit. The match is kind of just leveled out because HuShang did cut out a little bit of production on his probes there and get a bigger army, and now he's expanding to his fourth. This might be a little bit preemptive. Actually, no, now that I think about it, no, that's not preemptive at all. However, EJK is going to probably see this and be able to shut it down. So, well, unfortunately for HuShang right now, there are no probes here mining, so even if a Banshee started attacking, it's not like it's going to do too much damage to the economy unless he were to actually able to full-on kill it. But he does see the base there, and he's going to go ahead and go into the mineral line of HuShang. Nope, no, he's not. He's going to get the probes over here as they start transferring over. He's up to 2 probe kills, 3 probe kills, 4, no 5th probe kill. Hey, that's 4 probe kills for free, though. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, the 4th command center now going down for EJK. And I like the position EJK is really putting himself in. Right now, they are technically almost identical in terms of economy, but because of the Mule Hammer, it does put EJK a little bit further ahead. But more particularly, I like his army composition and his army choice. Ooh, he does lose the Cyclone, and the tanks are gonna... Oh, man, they started hitting. Now, the one thing I'd like to see here from EJK is I'd like to see more medevacs, because tank evacs are so nice when it comes to terms of engagements. I know I've said this before, but I am going to say it again. Tank evacs can make or break an engagement. They absolutely can. So I'd like to see him put a few more medevacs in. Even if he doesn't, that's all right. The Hellbat's going to go in here, start taking a couple hits while the tanks siege up, and the Stalkers move. They jump right in onto these tanks. But the healing potential from these SCVs here is really going to keep these tanks alive. And I think EJK is going to be able to clean up all these Stalkers, and yes, he is. HuShang has to blink away a little bit, and 2 photon overcharges go down, and now there's only 2 left for right now. But the army of EJK is still here. That's the most critical thing. EJK is starting to get just a little bit further ahead in army supply every now and then, and so this is so good for him. Okay, he baits out another couple photon overcharges, which really don't do anything. Oh, that is unfortunate. All right, and the Banshee gonna come over here and gonna get 1 probe kill before it has to get shoot off from the cannon. Ooh, almost getting the Banshee itself. And I guess I could really see this going either way, but I think it's gonna favor EJK in the long run, just based purely on the fact that HuShang right now is still, yes, he has like an immortal that's about to pop out, but he's still just on gateway tech. And EJK's putting down a couple missile turrets here to be able to shut down this mothership core and be able to shut down any observers as well. The Stalkers blink down in on top of this army though, but the Hellbats are there to shoo them away, and this Banshee had done so much damage. The missile turret does finish, and it's going to be able to finish off the mothership core. That's a nice pick off. Being able to get a mothership core is so nice. But once again, HuShang is he has 1 immortal. Single immortal production. Okay, 2 immortals now. The second one joins the fray. But these Stalkers, unless they're able to get to a very critical amount, these tanks and these Hellbats are going to be able to clean these Stalkers up fairly easily. And this is that point what I was saying before, because this army just hit so hard. The Hellbats are going to go ahead and start marching forward, and they're going to have to pull back a little bit, but at the same time, these tanks are sieging so incredibly hard. And I'd like to see it, once again, I'd like to see a couple medevacs to be able to bring these extra tanks forward and be able to get that tank line. Ooh, that observer died a horrible, miserable death, and there it is, GG by HuShang. Very well played by EJK. Being able to hold off until his mech army got powerful enough. I think, just me personally, I think HuShang probably should transition a little bit into some more, a little bit further into his tech, even if he's going to stick with Gateway, maybe having gone Dark Templar wouldn't have worked, but maybe going Archon or something to that effect, or considering he did have a robotics facility, possibly even getting, excuse me, being able to get disruptors, because disruptors are good too. Anyway, very well played by both players. Unfortunately for HuShang, EJK did outpower him. Very well played by both players once again, though. I've really enjoyed this one. It was a good one. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I almost said guys. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure to tell your friends. I love bringing you guys this StarCraft 2 daily matches. These StarCraft 2 daily matches, they're so fun. I love this game. It's so good. Anyway, please remember to follow me on Facebook, Twitch, and on Twitter. Please remember to go check out IndyProductions.com, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.